7-point lead for the Sixers. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Allen Iverson playing well. Of course, Iverson the MVP. Through most of the season, or much of it, it was between Iverson and Chris Webber of the Kings for the MVP. Webber, of course, having a fabulous year for Sacramento. And we'll hear from Chris Webber coming up net zero at the half. As Bob Costas sits down and interviews with Webber in Sacramento.
Webber's got three big questions here. Whether he wants to win a championship, whether he wants to make a lot of money, or whether he wants to go and live in a nice place. And those are all personal decisions.
Oh, why don't you call him out and tell him to take the challenge, stay in Sacramento, and try to beat the Lakers? Don't give me all this. He's got three things. He's got a squad there. He's the guy. Stay at home and play.
Pete Bessie, meanwhile, reporting yesterday that, according to his sources, Orlando, Indiana, New York, and Sacramento are the teams interested. So Kings certainly still a possibility of him going back there. Cassell gets inside. Nice banker from Sam Cassell.
You just went on the pregame show and talked about how great the Lakers are, who's going to beat them. You need every team that's got any kind of players at all in the West to stay where they are.
You don't think the Lakers are on the verge of eclipsing the Bulls magic of the 90s or the Celtics magic of the 50s and 60s?
I haven't done it yet. I mean, these teams won multiple championships, turnover snow.
That's what's called being on the verge, Steve. Verge. V-E-R-G-E.
Capital V. Robinson misfires. McCullough the rebound. 5-point lead for Philadelphia. Iverson with Thomas right in his face. And foul call on Todd McCullough. Loose ball foul. That'd be the second team foul and the first on McCullough.
Well, the one thing that McCullough is doing is he's giving him a lot of energy, trying to pick up some loose balls, so he's not going to be unhappy about that. Everything that McCullough gives him today is a bonus. Scott Williams out of the ball game. Irvin Johnson back in. The guy that's got to give Milwaukee some relief is Tim Thomas. Thomas has great offensive ability, great all-around ability, and he's been basically quiet in the Charlotte series and this one as well.
Whoever just under 7 points a game in this series.
Whoever Aaron McKee has guarded has been very quiet.
Robinson able to get it back. 7 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas. That's a three. Right on cue is Tim Thomas.
Tim Thomas used to play for the Philadelphia 76ers and Larry Brown. Along with Larry Hughes, a couple of dynamic young stars. But the Sixers moved on because they didn't want to wait and learn.
Iverson. Johnson, the rebound of traffic. That's a three. Puts it in. And the Bucks back up by 1.
That is the explosiveness of the Milwaukee Bucks at its best. Fast break to shoot a three.
Ever faster. Capitalize on this surging home crowd.
An 8-0 run. And Iverson draws the foul.
Milwaukee struggling offensively. Ray Allen very quiet. So the nice swing pass over to Tim Thomas. Able to show some signs of life for a bench that has been non-existent in this series. And a loose ball picked up by Sam Cassell in transition. The delayed break. Glenn Robinson adding three-point range to his game.
The big dog is leading him in scoring. Now, you said all three have to play well as Iverson misses that one and kicks himself. And
Sam Cassell's in foul trouble.
Right now,
Ray Allen
doing it.
But Ray Allen is non-existent. Glenn Robinson is doing it.
The foul on Thomas is second. The crowd trying to rattle Iverson.
Don't they know this just makes him mad?
Even mad players miss free throws.
Well, it was missed free throws, 11 missed free throws that cost Philadelphia dearly in that 6-point loss on Saturday, Game 3.
1 point Milwaukee lead. Offensive foul. Jason Cappy setting an illegal screen. So Cassell's basket negated. Cappy with his second personal.
What they try to do is involve Allen Iverson's man in a lot of screening situations. They missed him the first time. Cappy didn't stay set.
That's not a foul, Steve, please.
Oh, hard to tell on that angle. But Iverson did take a shot in the Looked like in the neck area.
Unless the man is taken to the hospital, nothing is a foul with this guy.
Mike, it sounds like you're applying for a coaching job.
Tyrone Hill comes up short that time. Cassell gets Jones up in the air. He's as good as anybody in the NBA at bat. So Jermaine Jones picks up his second personal, and it's a two-shot free throw attempt coming up for Cassell. Danny Crawford saying his foot was inside the line. Just past the midway point of the second. Bucks by 1.
Ready?
So did you want to take my car?
What do you mean?
Introducing the all-new Civic Coupe from Honda. Amazing, but true.
Dear Casanova.
Zima.
Vega, you don't watch TV. You feel it in a place called Sony.
The summer is here, and so is WNBA action. The competition is hotter than ever as the world's greatest women basketball players compete in the 5th exciting WNBA season. And the WNBA wants you to join them.
Are you with me?
Join with thousands of passionate fans to cheer your favorite team on to the WNBA crown. Get your WNBA tickets now. Tickets start at $8, so log on to WNBA.com or call 1-877-WNBA-TICKS.
Win a trip to Hollywood for a private screening of Tomb Raider. Just stay tuned to this NBA game for a preview of the movie Tomb Raider. Watch carefully for clues and log on to NBA.com. Answer questions about the preview for your chance to win.
Trying to save the universe? Absolutely.
And don't miss Tomb Raider in theaters June 15th.
Bucks by 1. Sam Cassell will go to the free throw line for 2 foul shots. Cassell at first looking for a three-pointer. Does the terrific fake, gets Jermaine Jones, but clearly it's a two-point attempt. He wanted 3 free throws coming up as he chatted with Danny Crawford.
33 bumps. Joe. Yes, help with that, please. You know what? Please. I'm 100% on that play. You sure? Yes. Okay, I got the ball in there.
Sam is a guy who talks nonstop during the game. And George Karl, who had to deal with Gary Payton and all his jabbering for those years, George Karl one time, after one of Sam's explosive tirades, George looked at him and said, "Sam, I don't know a word you just said." And Sam calmly stepped back and said, "That's okay, George. I've never understood a word you've said either."
Eric Snow was telling us the other day that when you play against Cassell, it doesn't necessarily have to be basketball. He'll talk about anything out there on the floor. But he always seems to have a smile on his face, or at least most of the time.
Well, this is a guy that loves competition, and he loves the game, and it shows up really the most in big, important games. You can ask a lot of teams that have said, that little guy just beat us to death in the clutch. Aaron McKee looking for his first 2, blocked by Glenn Robinson.
Robinson with his second rejection. Boy, this team, they've been great in blocking shots throughout the postseason.
Improved defense coming alive.
Not going to be able to track it down. Nearly a superb play for Tim Thomas. And the crowd appreciative of every positive move by their Bucks.
Tim Thomas and the Bucks now know that they have 3 on the shot clock for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Iverson is saying, what about the deflection?
It has to be possession for it to be a reset. Oh, it's giving him too much room.
It'll count if it goes. Not a bad shot from there as Robinson gets the rebound.
Didn't hit
the rim, so
Glenn Robinson has
counted as a violation.
A very solid game.
Robinson 12 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and the 2 block shots. Let's get a quick report from Lewis Johnson.
2 timeouts. George Karl has used the words too soft to his players. He said that guys are playing too soft on Philly's pick and roll, too soft on defense, too soft in rebounding. He says get the defense together and the offense will come to us soon. Mike?
Thank you, Lewis. Thomas for 3.
George Karl, in our meeting pre-game, said that in Game 3, without Iverson there, the Bucks played too cool of a game. Right now, they're starting to find a real thermostat that's raging.
Aaron McKee still scoreless, and Robinson another rebound. Cathy breaks down the other way. Goes right at McKee inside. Jason Cathy, and the lead is up to 7. A 14-0 run by the Bucks.
Well, Tim Thomas is the guy that has ignited this with the energy at the defensive end and knocking down some big threes, and this crowd has lost their mind.
Iverson. Ball knocked loose, and McKee pulls it up. 3 on the shot clock. Jermaine Jones. Another 24-second violation.
Let him go. They're playing. The referees put the whistles in their pockets.
It didn't appear to hit the rim on that one either.
It didn't. But they already had possession before it went off.
Cathy. Nice feed to Johnson. And Mutombo's presence forcing the miss there. Johnson trying to keep it alive, but too many Sixers.
Well, let's see how the 76ers handle this possession. If they don't get something good, Larry Brown's going to take a timeout.
They got to get the ball to Iverson and let him create. Get to the hoop, get to the foul line, quiet this crowd down. Robinson is everywhere.
Sixers have now missed their last 9 shots from the field. Cassell. And another rebound for Jermaine Jones. He's got 7 boards.
But remember why the Sixers have missed 9 shots in a row. 1 against the shot clock and a lot of jump shots. When they get stuff going to the hole, they're tough to stop. Jermaine Jones, a tough shot there to break the run.
Got a lot of room to get that one in there. And that's their first points in 5.5 minutes, ending the 14-0 run.
I'd come to Glenn Robinson right now. He is feeling it on the defensive end and on the backboards. Capitalized out on the offensive end.
There's Robinson, not even close. Ball tipped out nicely by Irvin Johnson.
Ooh, Robinson again.
And that is another reason you don't get to call plays either.
Cathy again, and a travel call on Jason Cathy. Cathy thought he was fouled, as did George Karl, and a technical foul has been called.
It's going to be on Jason Cathy for smashing the ball down.
Danny Crawford quickly signaling the tee. The crowd irate. Dikembe Mutombo was right behind Jason Cathy. Cathy with a strong play, strong offensive rebound. And we'll take a break and sort this out. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the second. Cathy furious, but the Bucks still up by 5.
Is Mountain Dew in serious jeopardy? This generally harmless male will defend his domain with basic animal instinct. A fierce battle rages. Yet in the end, to the victor go the spoils.
Hey man, how you feeling?
Not bad.
Until next time, do the do.
I'm going to see about a credit card.
Oh, but honey.
Rejected. Rejected?
You have no future.
But I just got a great job.
Run, little man, run!
What kind of bank is this?
Take that. Honey, I got us a Capital One card.
33 million people have chosen Capital One to help build their financial future.
What's in your wallet?
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
No.
Good.
With a comfortable interior and a car-like ride, it's beyond the minivan, the Odyssey from Honda.
How's it going, Stan?
Pretty good. If we could just move that bun cake and a couple more macaroons, I think we can ship that package to the suburbs.
Good. Here's another one.
Good. Cookie?
Your small business should need its own small business to pay for shipping. For tools to help avoid unexpected surcharges, manage your bottom line, and meet customer demand, check out USPS.com.
Ahmad Rashad in New York. Coming up on Net Zero at the half, Bob Costas will have a live interview with the NBA's most coveted free agent, the Sacramento Kings, Chris Webber. Bob.
All right, Ahmad, we're out in Chris's backyard in Sacramento, out by the pool. You guys were swept out by the Lakers. You watched them embarrass San Antonio. Does either Milwaukee or Philly have any shot?
Well, I think it's the NBA, so, you know, it is the NBA, and I think they're the best players in the world. So I would say, yeah, either team does have an honest shot, but the way Shaq is playing right now and Kobe, it'll be a hard shot.
We'll talk with Chris Webber about his own intentions. Will he stay or will he leave? That comes up at halftime. Right now, back to Mike, Bill, and Snapper in Milwaukee.
All right, Bob. Chris Webber already has those politically correct answers down pat.
Should have heard Bob's answers on the weakest link.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at the play. Caffey gets the rebound.
Jason Caffey is a very good basketball player.
There's the technical foul. Why? Because he punched the ball.
But he gets far too concerned with playing a brute force game.
But you could see that Mutombo didn't block that. That was the correct call. Now, there may have been a little contact, but Mutombo looked like he went straight up.
You cannot start double clutching, pump faking against Dikembe Mutombo or any other great shot blocker. So either got to go right at him or get out of there and reset something else.
Off the Caffey play, he got the technical. Let's go to Andrea Joyce.
All right, Mike, in that last timeout, Larry Brown told his team that they have got to get control of the tempo. He told them, be organized in transition. The main message, grind it out. No quick shots. Back to you.
Thank you, Andrea. Iverson.
Can Tyrone Hill find that hot hand again?
Hill puts it in. Hill now with more field goals in this game than the first 3 games combined. He is 5 of 8, 10 points for Tyrone Hill.
A report from Lewis Johnson that George Karl on the Milwaukee bench really wants Sam Cassell to let the offense develop a little bit more, get more pick and rolls.
Robinson has it knocked away. Here comes Iverson, 3-on-2. Right at Ray Allen. Allen defended well. Tyrone Hill on the follow. 7 straight points now for the Sixers, and they've tied it at 40.
George Karl responding right back with Tim Thomas up off the bench.
Well, this is the way it's going to be the entire afternoon. The Bucks know what they did wrong in the Charlotte series when they tried to go up 3-1, and they're trying to capitalize on it this afternoon, and Philadelphia knows how to come back. Both teams really aggressive. Iverson all the way to the hoop, can't get it.
Hill had it knocked out of his hands. Snow. Aaron McKee still scoreless in the game. Iverson comes up short. Nervin Johnson with his 9th rebound of the first half.
Philadelphia's defense is remarkable.
Ray Allen. His 3 won't go. Allen now just 2 of 7 from the floor.
Well, the good thing for Philadelphia is that, you know, Milwaukee can be just as explosive and go dead simultaneously. After coming in with a couple of big threes from Thomas and Glenn Robinson, they don't make shots.
And a double foul called.
It's going to be McKee through the first one.
McKee and Ray Allen now having words.
You're talking 2 of the highest quality guys in the entire league.
No question, both of them are gentlemen. Both of them play the right way. But getting involved in this stuff.
Aaron McKee, watch his right elbow. Bam.
And there you see from game 3, Aaron McKee had his 4th straight game of 20 points plus, but he is 0 for 5. Ray Allen, meanwhile, also 6 for 18 in game 3, is just 2 of 7. And you credit the defense on both sides for doing that. Allen upset, and now he's guarding Allen Iverson.
So you're telling me that the little pork chop was a foul, right?
You can't just throw an elbow like that.
Ray Allen the rebound. Allen Iverson has missed his last 10 shots from the field. Robinson running a great. Mutombo got a piece of it. Irvin Johnson on the foul. Great second effort from Irvin Johnson.
And a delay of game against Milwaukee. That'll come into play the very last play of the game if it comes down to it. The fans coming over our back here.
Glenn Robinson late, and he tried to go up and explode and just was a little slow in getting it up, and Mutombo took care of it. Iverson is the kind of guy that can miss 10, 12 shots in a row and continue to fire. So they got to keep him shooting the ball. He's going to get in one of those stretches where it's going to go in. Snow in and out again. So he's 0 for 2 here in the ball game.
Very strong rebounding game for Glenn Robinson.
That's a 3. Thomas tips it, and Mutombo comes away with it. Mutombo with 9 rebounds. And Snow walking it up the floor.
So, Mike, you think that guy behind us disagreed with your call? He was on your back.
They are wild there at the Bradley Center.
Milwaukee, I think, has a foul to give here.
Iverson does not get it off in time. A 24-second violation. You could barely hear the shot clock with all this noise, and that's the right call. He didn't get it off in time. And they're seeing whether or not there are a couple of 10 seconds remaining. I believe there'll be 3/10 left here. That was the difference between the shot and game clock, and that's what they put up on the floor. So that's
Larry Brown bringing in size here to contest the inbounds pass with Todd McCullough.
You can't catch and shoot, but you can just kind of flip it up there as soon as you touch the ball. There's enough time to get a shot off. Well, the Bucks not looking like they're even going to attempt one. They're just going to inbound. Thomas looking down, gives it Allen, and that will do it. A hard-fought first half. Oh. Allen Iverson returns for Larry Brown, but Iverson struggling from the field. Did have 10 points, but just 4 of 18 shooting for Iverson. A number of runs by both teams. 14-0 run by Milwaukee at one point. The Sixers had a 9-0 run, and right now at halftime it's a 2-point Milwaukee lead. Let's go to Andrea Joyce.
All right, thanks, Mike. Tyrone Hill, after struggling the first 3 games of this series, we know you've been concerned about your dad. How were you able to find your focus here today?
I mean, it's just been kind of frustrating, worrying about my family, but at the same time, I still got to be professional and just come out and play. And, I haven't had a good series yet, but, I just got to make some shots.
How much has the presence of Allen Iverson helped take the pressure off of you guys?
It's important because he draws a double team and a triple team and, kind of makes it easier for everybody else. We just got to make the open shots. That's all we have to do.
Okay, Tyrone, good luck in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Mike.
Andrea, thank you. Tyrone Hill with 12 points. Again, he struggled through the first 3 games of this series, but a huge first half to help Philadelphia, who had a scoreless first half from Aaron McKee. McKee with some excellent defense, but just 0 of 5 from the field. So halftime here in Game 4. Sixers trying to tie things up as they trail by 2. Coming up after these messages, Ahmad Rashad, PJ Carlissimo, and Kevin Johnson standing by in New York with net 0 at the half. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Center, Andrea Joyce. Allen Iverson came out of the locker room with a heat pad on his backside. He's been alternating ice and heat throughout the last 48 hours. Now, Larry Brown told me that Iverson feels fine. He would like him to slow down, feels he's too hyper out there. He'd also like the entire team to slow down. He feels that Aaron McKee has not had a chance to get involved in the offense because they're taking too many quick shots. Let's go over to Lewis Johnson.
Thanks, Andrea. Talk to George Karl about the key elements for this second half. Number 1, he said even though the Bucks lead in rebounding 30-26, Karl said rebounding will be huge in the second half. Even though their shots are not falling offensively, he likes the execution. He just wants more passing. But in the end, he said it all comes down to energy. If the Bucks can match Philadelphia's energy, they'll have their chance late in the fourth quarter. Mike?
All right, Lewis. Aaron McKee with a great defensive play to force that turnover, and Iverson turns it into 2 points.
Milwaukee has to feel very fortunate. They've given up the paint. They're shooting 38%. They're not getting to the free throw line. The backcourt, Cassell and Allen, are struggling. The tempo is too slow, and yet they were up at the half. How can that be?
Right now a tie game, opening minute here of the third. McKee has done a good job on Ray Allen. That time a foul, and Allen will go to the free throw line for the first time. Not a lot of free throws, guys, in the first half. Both teams 4 of 6 from the line.
Well, Glenn Robinson hasn't been to the free throw line in the entire series.
That's hard to imagine.
But if you're a jump shooting team, you're not going to get to the free throw line. And when you pitch shoot like this, and from distance, you have to get really leveled in order for the official to put you on the line. Ray Allen gets his first.
I asked Aaron McKee what it was like. He's got to guard Ray Allen. He's got to guard Kobe Bryant. He's got to guard Vince Carter. Said Kobe and Vince, they post him up a lot more. They're a lot taller than Ray Allen is. Ray Allen is not going to play much with his back to the basket. Aaron McKee says, I just got to force him to his left hand with his dribble and hope and pray a lot.
McKee was asked how it was like being the man on offense without Iverson in Game 3 as Iverson misses his 11th straight shot. McKee said it was a lot of fun. He actually hit that first shot to start the third quarter, so he had missed 10 in a row before that one.
Well, Larry Brown told you you're too hyper, too.
Hard not to get hyper in this building as Allen misfires.
Sixers out on a break and all the way, Aaron McKee.
And finally, McKee his first 2 points.
Glenn Robinson was defending McKee in transition and then just ran away from him. He never leaves the ball.
All tied up. Of course, after today's game, the series will resume with Game 5 in Philadelphia. Sixers want to sure it's 2-2 as Scott Williams sneaks inside and gets his second field goal.
That was good ball movement and execution from Robinson to Williams. You know, the playoffs are a lot about will, and we'll find out which teams will prevail here in the second half. Both teams are struggling offensively because of some pretty good defensive energy, but, you know, you got to want Mutombo.
Mutombo wanting that one, and Dikembe Mutombo now 9 points, 9 rebounds.
George Karl does not want to go down and double-team Mutombo. He feels that the Bucks are much more vulnerable to the long-range perimeter jumper by Philadelphia. They try to give Mutombo to give it up.
Allen comes up short. Iverson with a rebound. Cassell bumps him to the floor, and Teddy Bernhardt decides to let him play through it.
Cassell had the 2 fouls early and yet to pick up his third.
The pitchers have been consistent. They've let them play the entire way.
Philadelphia's big guys in transition have been marvelous.
But you look at the pressure that Philadelphia is putting on the ball right now as they come out to start the third quarter. Milwaukee's having a tough time dribbling the ball against this kind of pressure. They need to pass and cut a lot more instead of pound it on the floor.
Oh, nice steal.
Gee, good defensive plays from both teams here in the third. Jermaine Jones with the block, Allen with the steal, and another block down the other end. Hard to tell if it was Jones or McKee on that one.
Cassell's got to pull that one out. It was 1-on-5. Nobody is running the front court. Irvin Johnson, Glenn Robinson, and Williams are not running.
This is the pace that Philadelphia wants right now.
Nice step out by Scott Williams.
McKee for 3. Aaron McKee. It's the first three-pointer of the game for the 76ers. McKee 0-5 in the first half, 2 for 2 here in the third. Robinson comes up short.
Guards for Milwaukee not cutting the foul line.
Jermaine Jones running the floor beautifully. And just like that, the Sixers go up by 5. Timeout called by an angry George Karl.
Philadelphia's defense is creating great transition opportunities for them. The ball movement. Aaron McKee, scoreless in the first half, drains the 3.
What the 76ers are doing is looking for that early push. This is when they're the best in the league, when they can get down the floor, find someone close to the rim. When they do, they're going to score, and they're going to control the game.
Doctor is back.
Dr. Doolittle actually speaks with animals.
This is good news.
To put the wild
Hello, Clarice.
back in wildlife.
I'm teaching you how to fish.
One just touched me. One just touched me.
Ooh, the big scary bear.
Eddie Murphy.
You haven't had sex in 48 years?
What am I, a machine?
Dr. Doolittle 2.
No cell phone for a week.
What am I supposed to do without my cell phone?
So young, so angry. Damn that rap music.
Rated PG. June 22nd. Only in theaters.
test dehydration under extreme conditions. We test how the brain works when the body is fatigued. We test over and over in a real lab with real athletes with a very focused goal of improving athletic performance. It's called the Gatorade Sports Science Institute. You can look it up.
This company invested millions developing a sure thing. Unfortunately, it was not such a sure thing. Over 3 very long nights, the software helped them to analyze sales and customer feedback to quickly re-engineer the sure thing. The software is not flustered by this sudden turn of events because the software does not fear change. Always nimble and ready to rumble. Enterprise software from Microsoft.
Over 17 years ago, the Chrysler minivan was born. A vehicle so revolutionary, it quickly became part of the American landscape. Today, the re-engineered and redesigned Chrysler Voyager continues to define the shape of family travel. Even with innovations like dual sliding doors and over 45 standard safety and security features, it's still the most affordable minivan you can buy. Now get a $2,000 cash allowance or 0.9% APR financing on Chrysler Voyager.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Chrysler. We're reinventing the passion for driving. By Budweiser. With the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This mug's for you. By Microsoft, provider of software for the agile business, helping you gain a competitive advantage in the business arena. And by Adidas, forever sport. The Milwaukee Bucks won an only NBA championship back in '71. They were in the Western Conference back then. Didn't play in this building. Well, they had him on the team. Bobby Dandridge, what a terrific player. He looks great. And with a nice seat here on hand at the Bradley Center. Tough ticket. Even these two were able to get a ticket. NBC Sports Chairman Dick Ebersol and NBA Commissioner David Stern.
They decided. No. They decided to come see some basketball. Everything is a broom out west.
Milwaukee better start playing some basketball the way that 71 team did. Dandridge so smooth right now, all herky-jerky for Milwaukee.
Well, when you pound the ball, you take a lot of time off. The defense gets a good read on you, and you have a tough time getting good shots. Glenn Robinson.
Robinson, pretty shot. Glenn Robinson has had a terrific all-around game. He's got 14 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 3 blocks.
And he's doing that in the face of an emerging star defensively, Jermaine Jones.
Jones, not known for his defense, has really done a solid job in this series. Iverson puts it in. Allen Iverson knocking it down. Iverson now 2 for 3 from the field here in his third quarter.
Mutombo with a monster screen, and if Philadelphia is going to continue to go behind on that pick and roll, if Milwaukee's going to go behind, they're going to lose this series.
Ray Allen. Tyrone Hill is on him off the screen. Scott Williams trying to keep it alive, but Jones the rebound.
Well, what you see Milwaukee not doing well here in the third quarter is the transition defense. They're slow in getting back, and that's where Philadelphia's gotten an edge. McKee.
Misfires on the 3. Glenn Robinson another rebound. Nearly stolen by Iverson. Iverson, of course, led the league during the regular season in steals per game.
You know, he starts a long way from the ball. I mean, he was at midcourt. That ball was back there around the free throw line, and he still almost got to it.
Is there a faster player in the league?
I told you once before, no.
I gave you time to think about it. Is there a faster player?
You gave me 3 weeks to think about it. Still no.
Robinson short. Ball knocked loose and a loose ball foul. He's going to go against Tyrone Hill. Iverson, by the way, has yet to sit down in the game. Which one of you predicted 48, Bill? Was that you? That's a good bet.
Scott Williams, who had a huge impact on the game Saturday, number 3, has been very quiet this afternoon. That's not a good sign for George Karl.
Cassell. Nice move from Sam Cassell. Tyrone Hill was draped over him, and Cassell still able to put it in. He's got 9. Bucks down 3. We're midway through the third. Mutombo, single coverage. Now Williams goes to double. 6 on the shot clock. Iverson forces it up. Mutombo with 2 on the shot clock.
Pass or a shot, Bill?
That was a pass.
Bad shot. Nice shot.
That was a shot.
And a beauty from Glenn Robinson, who's got 16 points to lead all scores.
Milwaukee's having a ton of trouble defending Mutombo in all aspects of the offense. They can't keep him off the offensive glass. He's scoring on his own offense.
Iverson off the mark. And a loose ball foul will go against Philadelphia.
Mutombo.
Dikembe Mutombo picks up his first personal.
Sam Cassell not having the huge game that he had game 3 on Saturday. Takes 2 defenders, looks at Mutombo. That's twice now Cassell's been able to get into the lane. And by looking at Mutombo, freezing him there, because there's no guarding me out here.
Oh, it's a big smile.
Williams out and Tim Thomas in the ball game. Thomas only took 2 shots in that first half, 3, both of them, and made them both.
Cassell, the little fake. Thomas steps back for 3. And it goes over the backboard. Sixer ball.
This defensive switch that Larry Brown has come with, putting Aaron McKee on Ray Allen, forced by the injury, it has worked magnificently, because now Allen is not so much the factor, and Sam Cassell is not rolling against Iverson either.
Allen had that big game in game 2, 38 points, but has struggled from the field, much due to McKee's defense.
How you doing? How you doing? Yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Jerry there?
Yeah. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
So what's going on?
You don't want to know.
Change things up.
Now with our new taste menu, you can always find new and different tastes at McDonald's. Because, hey, variety is the smile of life.
There's only one Amazon. There's only one jungle. There's only one mother. There's only one mother. There's only one past. There's only one future. There's only one Jeep Liberty. The next great Jeep idea.
I don't know if this is such a good idea. Come on, we only have a few more miles to go.
What if people treated you the way you treat your car?
Suck it up! Let's go!
Treat your car right with 55,000-mile touring tires, 4 from just $159. All you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys.
Game 7. Fourth quarter, Lakers are down by 5. Shakes base.
Can Andre Agassi recapture his red clay magic of 2 years ago? Will Serena Williams be the toast of Paris? The French Open. Coverage begins next Saturday, noon Eastern on NBC.
Tiger Woods, coming off victories in 4 straight majors. Will the greatest streak in professional golf continue? The U.S. Open, beginning June 14th on NBC.
George Karl, it's not always been easy. The glamour of the NBA. He's a guy that coached 5 years in the CBA, 2 years in Spain. Also wasn't easy when he was a kid. If you notice that scar on George Karl's face, when he was a 12-year-old paper boy delivering the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, a German Shepherd beat him on his route. And that scar's been with him ever since, though he says his sister is still mad at him because she had to finish the route that day.
As George was out riding his bike on the early morning route with his own dog, and his dog couldn't protect him against the big Shepherd.
Eric Snow draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2 with 4:39 remaining in the third, and the Sixers leading by 3.
I guess you know about bullies, huh?
Far too much.
So George ran into a big bully.
A 4-legged bully who's Snow close to the line. They're not on the free throws in this game. This is only the 7th attempt. I want to remind you, log on to MSNBCSports.com for in-depth playoff coverage. Email Bill Walton your playoff questions and check out his latest mailbag, which compares Shaq and Kobe to the other great Laker tandems like Magic and Kareem and Jerry West and Will. It's all on MSNBCSports.com, the official website of NBC Sports.
Eric Snow, who had a nightmare of a game on the offensive end Saturday. Those are his first 2 points of the afternoon. Has 0 assists and 0 for 2 from the floor. Ouch.
Hasn't played a lot, only 10 minutes so far. Robinson comes up short. Mutombo hauls in another rebound, his 11.
Mutombo cleared out a lot of space on that one to make sure that they got that ball. But the 76ers have taken control of the tempo, and we'll see if the Bucks can respond.
And Milwaukee's not sharp out of timeouts, which is another tough sign for the Bucks.
Mutombo, tough shot. Tyrone Hill, the rebound. And kicks it out, they get a new 24.
Mutombo looking for a call, but again, it's a team that's going to play through the non-call that's going to win this ball game.
Tyrone Hill, short. Thomas couldn't handle it, but Gasol right there to pick it up.
Iverson much more the passer this afternoon. Remember Game 7 against Toronto, 16 assists, a career high. That's his game this afternoon. He's got 8.
Oh, Irvin Johnson, the perfect head fake and an easy 2. Gasol with the assist.
Now that energizes the crowd. They're back on their feet looking for a big stop. Snow.
Eric Snow knocks it down. That's his first field goal, as Bill said. Snow's sneakers untied as he's been running him down the floor last couple of times.
Then run a pick and roll right at him. Run an isolation for Ray Allen. They finally got Aaron McKee out of the game.
Good ball movement. Thomas, a good look. Puts in the 3. Tim Thomas now with 10 points off the bench. Just what George Karl needed.
Eric Snow does not realize his shoes untied.
Snow gets inside. Left-handed. Mutombo right there. And Mutombo hammered in the head. Thomas and Robinson converging. And Dikembe Mutombo will shoot 2. 4 fouls on Tim Thomas.
When Sam Cassell runs into the low post, he is such a devastating weapon that you almost have to come and double team him when you've got Iverson giving up a lot of size in there. Then the beautiful ball movement. And a much needed 3-pointer by Tim Thomas.
Now, how many times has Sam Cassell been in the low post
this
afternoon?
Not enough.
That was his first time. So why not see if he's going to make anything before you double team him with Mutombo? You just gave up 2. The guy ran to the basket and scored 2 uncovered.
A bigger question is why isn't Sam Cassell in the post all the time? Got Allen Iverson guarding. I don't think Allen can guard him down there.
Well, Mutombo knocks down the first. McKee and McCullough come in. Eric Snow, who was limping, he's now tied his sneaker.
Now, Jermaine Jones comes out. They play with the 3 guards. This is what Larry Brown really likes to do a lot. But he's trying to keep his main guys as fresh as he can, along with Allen Iverson out on the floor. So, like he did in Game 3, he's running players in and out to keep the defensive energy up.
Dikembe Mutombo. A very strong game again. 13 points and 12 rebounds.
The front court for Philadelphia has been superior.
Mutombo also with 4 blocked shots. 2.5 remaining in the 3rd. Allen gets it down to Caffey. Mutombo in the vicinity, forces Caffey to throw it out. Cassell, 3 on the shot clock.
They don't know it.
Caffey's going to have to put it up. They wave it off. Very close. But he had the ball in his hand in a 24-second violation.
Now you know what Mount Mutombo means. Caffey came in there, took a look and said, nah, better not do that.
That's why they acquired Mutombo from Atlanta.
You have to go with quickness. When you're playing against somebody who's got that much size, that much length, you can't stand there and play back to the basket against him. Turn face. Go right at him.
Iverson. McKee. Iverson, that's a 2-pointer. Mutombo, another rebound. And just flips it up but draws the foul. Dikembe Mutombo flexing his muscles down low.
Philadelphia has held off every Milwaukee charge. Mutombo on the offensive glass. Mutombo on defense. Mutombo at the free throw line. Mutombo with his own jump hooks.
Mutombo's the guy, he's admitted he felt a lot of pressure when he was acquired from Atlanta because he knew obviously the Sixers at the time had the best record in the NBA. He was traded for a very popular player in Theo Ratliff. And it took him a little while, but he's getting very comfortable with his new teammates. As we remind you, tune in Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, for more NBA playoff action. Game 5 of this series as the Bucks back at the First Union Center to face the Sixers. We don't know, of course, if it's going to be tied at 2 or a 3-1 lead for Milwaukee.
Not a lot of pressure down there in Atlanta.
No. You know, Theo Ratliff just
remember when Mutombo guaranteed that they would win in the playoffs? He had Steve Smith, Mookie Blaylock with him. And that's when you were busting them about guarantees aren't as good as they used to be. There was some pressure down in Atlanta. They just happened to be playing in the same Eastern Conference with the Chicago Bulls.
Ray Allen with a 3. Allen now at 9 points. And again, it's a 3-point game with a minute and a half to play in the third. Iverson hit from behind and count it. Allen Iverson with a chance for a 3-point play.
Beautiful. Taking advantage.
Ray Allen saying my fault, but you know, this is a tough cover.
He wasn't ready.
But this is a tough cover. When you swing the ball like this and you're coming out and this guy can go by you that quickly, there's not a lot you can do. Sometimes you just have to say they made a good offensive decision and you pay the price.
Allen's second foul. Iverson now 16 points and 8 assists.
Iverson is so good. The only way you're ever going to have a chance to have any success whatsoever is by making him receive the ball when he's stopped.
Lead up to 6 now. This game's been close throughout. Largest lead by either team is only 7. Ray Allen. Inside, Irvin Johnson. Oh, pretty pass from Ray Allen.
See, that's what happens when Mutombo leaves. They end up finding Irvin Johnson, who's just staying around the bucket, doing what he can do, put the cap on that one.
2 for 1 time. Shoot at 40 if you're Philadelphia. Play the clock to your advantage.
Iverson blocked by Allen, then a jump ball. We've seen some terrific defensive plays here today.
Ray Allen starting to show signs of life on the offensive end. He made a long jumper early. Now he gets in the lane, draws 3 defenders. That frees up Irvin Johnson, who's able to deliver the ball quickly enough to keep it from getting stripped.
Mutombo comes out reluctantly, but he'll get a quick breather. And Tyrone Hill back in the ballgame.
Lindsey Hunter checking in for Milwaukee. Iverson and Ray Allen. Allen obviously with a height advantage. But on a sloppy tip, Tyrone Hill comes up with the ball. Final minute, third quarter. 4 on the shot clock. McKee. That's the 3. Aaron McKee from a couple of feet beyond the arc.
The poise, the confidence, the patience, the competitive greatness of Philadelphia. Remarkable this afternoon.
McKee all 8 of his points here in the third quarter. And he puts the Sixers up by 7, equaling their largest lead of the game.
Allen is looking at the clock and also trying to set the play. Got away with a push.
Tim Thomas. That 3 won't go, and Tyrone Hill, who's played a strong game, hauls in the rebound, and a loose ball foul call on Jason Caffey. That's his 4th, and the Bucks in the penalty.
Now, George Karl is concerned because it's one and done for most of this third quarter for his team, and they give Aaron McKee a lot of time to think, look, and drop a 3 on him.
You want to make Aaron McKee put the ball on the floor in that situation. When he starts looking and thinking and pounding that lead foot, you know he's thinking shot. The strength of his game, Aaron, is not to put it on the floor 2 or 3 times and create his own shot.
Kevin Ollie checks in for the first time, and Iverson sits for the first time. He'll sit for 16 seconds.
Larry Brown is coaching a genius game today.
Now we have 2 of the premier coaches as Hill misfires on the first. Brown certainly deserved Coach of the Year. What a terrific, not only season, but career he's had. But George Karl as well deserves so much credit in what he's done with this team in a short time and getting them to the 2nd seed in the East.
Well, Larry Brown just gave a signal that after you make the free throw, try to go for a steal, but take a foul.
We got a foul to give here. I think we're going to have a lane violation. So they're going to shoot it again. The players on the lane have to wait until the free throw is released. The shooter has to wait till it hits the rim. Let's take a look.
Tim Thomas well in, but, you know, the last two free throws underneath the rim. When Tyrone Hill feels tight, that's where his shot goes, flattens out, and he doesn't get it above the rim. Let's see what he does on this third time around.
Tyrone Hill says, you played for Philadelphia. If you're hurt and you're not playing, you feel guilty. But he misses the second.
Now, all these guys are in to get this foul. Let's see if they give it. And don't let Ray Allen and the Bucks get a shot.
Yeah, took him about 3 times. Kevin Alley picks up the first, so they'll inbound with 5.7 remaining.
As an offensive player, when you know they have a foul to give, go to the basket earlier. Make them use it. Then you give yourself more time at the end.
Hunter looks quickly up at the clock. Final seconds of the third quarter. Lindsey Hunter dribbles it off his foot out of bounds, and that will end the third quarter.
Tyrone Hill, outstanding step out defensively on the high screen and roll. Double technical fouls. Tim Thomas, Raja Bell.
So the jawing here at the end of the third quarter will not result in any free throws, but both hit with technicals and are 1 technical away from automatic disqualification. Good move from the officials stepping in right away. Dick Pavetta and Danny Crawford controlling the situation as the third quarter comes to an end. So with the Bucks leading the series 2-1, the Sixers trying to tie it up on the road. They've been a terrific road team all season long. And through 3 quarters, they have a 7-point lead. 69-62, Sixers in front. We'll be right back after these messages and a word from your local station as you're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
There's only one Amazon. There's only one jungle. There's only one mother. There's only one mother. There's only one past. There's only one future. There's only one Jeep Liberty. The next great Jeep idea.
Gets it out deep and
How do you define excellence? Is it creativity? What about dominance? Or is it a constant ability to amaze and inspire? Maybe it's just about stepping into the spotlight and rising to the moment and letting history take care of the rest. The NBA playoffs, it's all good.
Why your allergy drug may not work. NBC Nightly News this week.
I can't wait on again. Wait, hold on. You know what we need? We need Troy to sing too. And Carter DJ. Yeah, we could record it, upload it, and take it worldwide. New York, Philly, LA. We're gonna be huge. Yeah. I'm on the phone!
Verizon puts together the world's most powerful technologies so you can do whatever you want. Verizon.
At Koons, America's auto store, price and selection are never an issue. At Koons Chevrolet, our volume buying power means you pay less. In less than a year, we've become one of the biggest selling Chevy stores in America. Koons Chevrolet in White Marsh. When you're talking Chevrolet, you're talking Koons.
At Koons, America's auto store, price and selection are never an issue. At Koons Ford, our volume buying power means you pay less. That's why Koons outsells the average Ford dealer 15-1. Koons Ford in Baltimore. When you're talking Ford, you're talking Koons.
Weather conditions 24 hours a day, only on WBAL TV 11.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Offensive eruption for the 76ers in the third quarter. 29 points to take a 7-point lead. And as we head to the fourth quarter, what a huge quarter this is. You look at the balance scoring for Philadelphia. As nearly all 5 starters very close to double figures. But this series, of course, the momentum can switch so easily. Sixers win, they're tied at 2 with momentum going back home. Now, Milwaukee wins, they go up 3-1 and certainly in command of the series.
The key for the Sixers in closing this game will be the defensive energy that they displayed at the top of the third quarter. Can they keep that up here in the fourth? If they do, then they go back home 2-2.
Which one of these offensive stars will come alive if Milwaukee's going to have a chance? Ray Allen has been very quiet, just has 9 points on 3 for 11, 1 for 5 from behind the three-point arc.
As you mentioned earlier, Bill, the defense on Allen has just been brilliant by Aaron McKee. Iverson gets inside, but pass deflected. Eric Snow blocked by Scott Williams. Snow's got plenty of time. Now McKee for 3. Oh, big shot from Aaron McKee as the shot clock winding down, and Iverson is really hobbling as he comes up the floor.
On that drive, he went down almost like he did against Toronto, and he is hurt.
Spread the floor.
Largest lead of the game for the Sixers, but certainly concern for Iverson. Ray Allen.
Look at McKee, so disciplined defensively, but Allen too good.
Sometimes you just go up against a great shooter.
He certainly is that.
But
I love that. Yeah, that's the statement of the obvious.
Todd McCullough, who's had, again, good solid minutes off the bench. Hosting up Jason Caffey. McCullough. Caffey hauls in the rebound.
If you're Milwaukee, you've got to try to get something going on the run. Iverson is banged up.
Ray Allen for 3.
He certainly is that.
Back-to-back buckets for Ray Allen. His second three-pointer of the game. And just like that, they cut the 10-point lead in half. And the Bradley Center erupting once again.
Iverson seems to have recovered.
Hunter takes it away. Lindsey Hunter with the steal. Tim Thomas, foul by McKee. Oh, he nearly put that in.
Well, it doesn't take much to bring the Milwaukee Bucks back to life. Allen with the tough 2, and then a clean look at a 3. 5 straight points for him, and then the defensive energy, and that's why Lindsey Hunter's on this team, to try to create some turnovers. Gets the ball away from Allen Iverson, and Tim Thomas flying the other way will go to the line.
So Hunter takes a seat. Tim Thomas, of course, drafted by New Jersey, traded to Philadelphia, and then traded here to Milwaukee in that Tyrone Hill deal.
Larry Brown talking about the raw potential that Tim Thomas brought out of Villanova.
Played just 1 year at college.
But Tim was not willing to wait it out. Larry Brown wanted him to come and work and learn every day at practice. I want to get out there and shoot, play 30 minutes a game right now.
He's part of a 7-0 run by the Bucks. Eric Snow with Cassell on him. 6 on the shot clock. Snow throws it away. Excellent defense by Milwaukee as the Sixers turn it over for the 9th time.
If you're Milwaukee, get running right now. The crowd is on their feet, giving you all the spirit and hope and optimism that you could possibly ask for.
Well, there's a ton of time right now, and Milwaukee doesn't have to win this game with this possession.
Robinson, McKee on him. Robinson shooting over the shoulder. McKee once again. 18 for Robinson.
Taking advantage of those post moves, forcing the timeout to Philadelphia.
A 9-0 run by the Bucks.
Well, it's a 22nd timeout, but what we have seen in this 9-0 run is the Milwaukee Bucks' ability to make shots. This is a big shot-making team, and the big dog, Allen, have all jumped into the fray.
It devours rows, dances through corners, and slides effortlessly into your budget. Announcing 0% financing on every single 2001 Lincoln, low lease rates, and Lincoln will even make your first payment. The LS from Lincoln.
Glenn Robinson had an all-star season, had some big moments in the Charlotte series, and having a terrific all-around game today.
The ability to shoot over the little man. Glenn Robinson realizing he's got Aaron McKee, who can't guard him in the basket area. Just keep your back to him until the last moment and just turn and fire.
Still plenty of time remaining.
Larry Brown told his team, okay, remember who you are. Remember how you got the lead and go back to work. We've got plenty of time to carve out another advantage.
I think as much time as there is here really favors Milwaukee.
What a great pass from Aaron McKee. Tyrone Hill now with 14 points.
Okay, you want to tell us why?
Because Philadelphia's going to have to fight the crowd off for an eternity here. One thing, if you have to fight them off for 3 or 4 minutes, they got to fight them off for almost 9.
Didn't you say this was the team with the best road record? They haven't done this before. They didn't do it in Toronto.
Toronto, they led comfortably the entire way with Glenn Robinson heating up and Ray Allen finding his game.
Robinson with 20 points. Sixers lead is 1. Iverson fires away. Here comes Cassell.
Poor spacing on the weak side. 2 big guys, Williams and Caffey.
Well, Robinson was begging for it. They didn't see him. Almost just feel snow.
Eric Snow knocks it out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock. Milwaukee will inbound, but we've got a timeout. Tyrone Hill, meanwhile, for Philadelphia with a high for this year's playoffs, 14 points.
Out of the timeout, Philadelphia has been the better team in this evening. Throwing it down Tyrone Hill, but then Glenn Robinson certainly working his way into the offensive zone.
Robinson, 20 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, and the Bucks within 1.
The Bucks, the Sixers. Game 5, Wednesday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Well, it's that time of year again, and you're stuck in the heat watching the mercury rise. Want to make sure that doesn't happen to your summer? Get you and your friends entered to win really cool Miller Time trips like these in our Miller Lite Get the Goods Summertime promotion. Pick up your Miller Lite Get the Goods entry card wherever you see this display. What are you looking at?
June 1st, we are at war.
He don't know what he started.
Oh, yeah.
And it's take no prisoners.
Move 1 inch and we're done.
So don't run to mummy.
Baladam, baladam. It loses something in translation.
There is no safe harbor.
I think he's perturbed.
See Martin Lawrence and Danny DeVito.
Boy, this guy holds a grudge.
What's the worst that could happen? Rated PG-13. Starts Friday in theaters everywhere.
It devours roads, dances through corners, and slides effortlessly into your budget. Announcing 0% financing on every single 2001 Lincoln, low lease rates, and Lincoln will even make your first payment. The LS from Lincoln.
I like this one and that one, Daddy.
I have to pay the man for the rabbits now. Can I write a check?
I have to see some ID.
Okay.
Love is in the air, everywhere.
I have to call this in.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Daddy.
I have to see a second ID.
Okay.
This doesn't look like you. Date of birth. Have to go missing it.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Mother's maiden name.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Lincoln, American Luxury. By Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. By MGM's What's the Worst That Could Happen? Starring Martin Lawrence and Danny DeVito. And by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be.
What makes the Milwaukee Bucks so dangerous is their ability to make tough shots and big shots at critical times. Down 10 points. Suddenly, the firepower shows up on a tough shot from Ray Allen and against the shot clock. That got him going. Backed it up with a big three-point field goal. He has friends. The big dog has been good the entire afternoon and continues to torch inside.
While everybody loves to talk about the importance of defense, at this point, you've got to have guys who can create and get shots, and that's what Milwaukee has. That's what the Knicks had for all those years with Sprewell in Houston. That's what Milwaukee has today with Allen, Cassell, and Robinson. Shot clock.
Caffey will not get it off in time, a 24-second violation.
Again, out of the timeouts. Again, they're just sluggish. Unsure of themselves.
George Karl not happy about that. His team, though, on an 11-2 run. We played 4 minutes here in the fourth. Aaron McKee, Eric Snow, Iverson, Mutombo, and Tyrone Hill out there for Philly. Iverson's played all but 16 seconds. McKee, Tyrone Hill, wide open, this time long.
They were fouled against Sam Cassell, a push off underneath. Sam got caught. He knew he got caught.
Well, again, Mutombo's domination in the basket area has been all him this afternoon. Milwaukee's counterparts have not been able to be productive, have any sort of impact. Mutombo's reign here in the paint has been supreme.
Third foul on Cassell, first team foul.
Well, after getting too early, Cassell has stayed out of foul trouble.
Tyrone Hill, Mutombo, the offensive rebound.
Well, Hill tried to pack that one and lost control of the ball, and fortunately, Mutombo was coming hard on the other side, so they get the hoop anyway.
Mutombo, 7 of his 14 rebounds on the offensive end.
Continuing the story of games 1 and 2 in Philadelphia, Milwaukee really has to do a better job of defending the pick and roll.
Robinson, open look, way off the mark, surprisingly. And Robinson's been shooting well here in the fourth. Iverson getting inside, flips it up and in. And the Sixers, just like that, back up by 5. George Karl calling timeout.
Well, he knows this game is too important to let the Sixers get another 10-point advantage and hope that they can fire their way out of it. But this is a huge effort by Hill. His imagination got a little carried away, but Mutombo saved it.
Just over 5 minutes gone by. Fourth quarter here in game 4. Sixers trying to even things up.
Allen Iverson down the lane. 1, 2, 3. Pick the defenders. Tease them. Just too good, Iverson.
The clock is the key that can open time itself. A power that has been buried for centuries. You can move back and forth through time. A conspiracy that threatens the future.
Eternal hell revive!
Don't stop.
On June 15th, the biggest adventure of the summer begins.
This is where I start to have fun.
Angelina Jolie. Tomb Raider. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, June 15th.
Can I see some ID, please? Yeah, you're 21, just barely. That's yours, I guess.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It offers 4 tons of hauling capacity. Has 3 rows of seating. And most amazingly, is quite easy to carry. Announcing 0% financing on every single 2001 Lincoln, low lease rates, and Lincoln will even make your first payment. Navigator from Lincoln.
And so the detective said the butler didn't do it. It was my book. Let's go, Rick. Where's that page? I gotta finish my book.
Hello, sir. Can you please tell me how your book ends? Now I'll never know.
Brick! Oh, Brick.
Look what I've got. Good dog.
You know that show, Frasier? The one about the two brothers who are psychiatrists. And they're always drinking cappuccinos and lattes. You know that show? Well, this guy's on the same network. NASCAR is coming to NBC and TNT this July.
While the Eastern Conference is normally the domain of the guards, today it has been Dikembe Mutombo's world. Working magnificently in the low post. The offense, the jump hook after the drop step. On the offensive glass, keeping everything alive. Block shots. He's got 4 of those this afternoon. The leadership, bringing guys into the fray. The numbers for Dikembe Mutombo this afternoon, 17 points. 14 boards. Every game he has been in double figures in rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds.
And he only has 1 personal foul in 39 minutes, playing aggressive but playing very smart basketball.
Now what they like to do is get Mutombo out of the lane. When they have some success, because they draw him out, they come back to Robinson.
Robinson misfires. Iverson brings it in. Iverson had that little stretch there where he was really hurting, but seems to be better, although still limping, obviously.
His job is to get him through this game, get that win, get back home to Philadelphia. Whatever he's been sitting on, he'll be sitting on it all the way back to Philly.
5 on the shot clock. Aaron McKee. Robinson may have jump ball. Aaron McKee, as Robinson may have gotten a piece of that one. Let's go and hear from Lewis Johnson. Lewis?
Mike, thanks a lot. In that last timeout, George Karl was just pleading with everybody after he drew up the next couple of plays, saying that now is the time of the game where they have to make some stops. No more mistakes. And regarding Mutombo, he said, do not let Mutombo have any more dunks down low. You got to foul him if they have to, but this is a critical time of the game, and Mutombo is killing us. Mike?
All right, Lewis, thank you. On that situation when the ball gets stuck, any 2 can jump, and they do it at the center circle.
Iverson quicker to the ball. It's been that way all afternoon for Larry Brown's Sixers.
Iverson, again, 19 points, 8 assists for Iverson, and he's played all but 16 seconds.
George Karl is desperately trying to find somebody in his front court other than Glenn Robinson who can do something, who can contribute.
Well, still, this is only a 5-point game, and Milwaukee's a very dangerous team. But what he needs is to put some doubt in the Sixers' mind as to whether they can get a score.
Aaron McKee, tough shot, won't go. Irvin Johnson a rebound, and a loose ball foul called against Tyrone Hill. Hill picks up his second, and the second team foul.
Well, both teams are not a problem in terms of foul trouble. The Bucks have 1 team foul. The 76ers just picked up their second.
Larry Brown said after Game 3, when they played without Iverson, that he'd never been more proud of his team than he was that day. Today, he can be equally as proud as they have played a wonderful game throughout.
Well, remember what Iverson said, there are no moral victories. Thomas for 3.
Hits the side of the rim, and here comes Aaron McKee. Iverson running the floor, fills the lane, but good transition defense by the Bucks. And a foul as Iverson tried to pass it off. Ray Allen not happy with the call as the Bucks pick up their second team foul and Ray Allen's third. 5.5 to play. Game 4 here in the 4th quarter. A 5-point Sixer lead. Being patient. Iverson, that's a 2. Way short. Irvin Johnson, good boxing out on Mutombo. Didn't get the rebound, but tipped it to a teammate. Cassell pulls up. Tough shot from Sam Cassell, and it's a 3-point game. Cassell now in double figures with 11.
Well, a lot of talking going out there. Iverson and Ray Allen going at one another right now. As Iverson wanted a call the last time, we'll see if he gets one with this possession. Against Big Dog, 8 on the clock.
Snow left open. Eric Snow won't go. And a loose ball foul is going to go against Irvin Johnson as Johnson and Mutombo got tangled up. Second foul on Johnson. Third team foul against Milwaukee.
Mutombo is just ranging around wherever he wants to go. And the Milwaukee Bucks are so concerned with Allen Iverson that everybody else is getting good looks and an easy play to call as Mutombo gets himself tangled up there with Irvin Johnson.
Well, this is a big possession for the Sixers. They need a score. They stalled the last couple of times down, fighting the shot clock and fighting each other about where to go with it. Let's see what they come up with. Aaron McKee going on his own.
McKee tied up. Robinson is on Iverson, wanting to shoot the three.
This is a tough matchup here for Robinson.
Iverson, that's a three. And a long rebound tracked down by Cassell. Thomas. A little shuffle of the feet there as Tyrone Hill tries to keep him in front of his
flawless footwork.
6 on the shot clock. Ray Allen. Thomas puts it up. Shot won't go. Mutombo with his 15th rebound.
Time and time again, the Milwaukee offense has been unable to break down this solid Philadelphia defense. It's so disciplined. They don't foul jump shooters who will go into their left.
McKee finding Mutombo, misses the jam, and Cassell the rebound. Johnson's presence affecting Mutombo.
Mutombo just lost control of that one on the way, and so they missed a great chance to push it to 5 and really put the hammer on the Bucks, who are tightening up. Big dog against, and they turn it over.
Oh, Aaron Snow played him beautifully. Iverson hit by Cassell, and that's going to be the 14th foul and 4th on Cassell. Play a little sloppy, but the defense has a lot to do with it.
Mutombo had an opportunity high above the rim. Irvin Johnson had a good look at it, forced it to change it a little bit. Iverson up the court, and Sam Cassell just said, look, let's call a foul here and slow this game down.
A lot of tension over here in this Sixer huddle. I mean, guys are barking at each other like they normally don't do because this game is so important. They know that one more hoop may be enough, and there's a lot of confusion as to how to get it.
It devours roads, dances through corners, and slides effortlessly into your budget. Announcing 0% financing on every single 2001 Lincoln, low lease rates, and Lincoln will even make your first payment. The LS from Lincoln.
What the heck is going on down here? Am I in the right place? I thought it would be hotter.
How is this possible?
Wow, Jim Young actually bought a round?
Jim!
Thought you'd never see the day? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
I think your creativity comes from within. I think everybody's born with creativity, but I believe it's the trust in yourself and the trust in your emotions to talk to yourself, so to speak, to become your own psychologist, to let your emotions out on a piece of paper, to not be afraid of anything, not be afraid of what people think, not be afraid of what people may say, to just be yourself. And I think that's something that's rare nowadays.
Here's a tip. American Express has this membership rewards program. Sign up and you get points when you pay with a small business card. You've got 100 points here, you've got, say, 300 points here. That'll be 4,000 points on this week's deliveries alone. You've got lots of ways to pay, but this card can take you to Hawaii, so why pay any other way?
Small business owners have earned billions of points to spend on travel, equipment, and more. To sign up for membership rewards, visit us at AmericanExpress.com.
The Bucks, the Sixers. Wednesday night, the top two teams in the East continue their battle for the right to face the Lakers in the NBA Finals. Don't miss crucial Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, NBC.
I only have 2. 3-point lead for the Sixers, just under 3.5 remaining. Fourth quarter, and here in Game 4 of this best-of-7 Eastern Conference Final. The Bucks trying to take a 3-1 lead. Have a commanding lead as they head back to Philly. Allen Iverson and the Sixers trying to tie it at 2.
Well, you know, this is a very tight time for Philadelphia, and there's a lot of tension. Andrea Joyce.
Like Larry Brown just told his
second shots. Do not give up the second shots. They're concentrating on getting organized on the fast break when the ball is in Iverson's hand. Organization and no second shots for the Bucks. Back to you guys.
All right, Andrea.
Milwaukee desperately needs one defensive stop. But then when they get the ball in the offensive mismatches, when Robinson or Allen have had opportunities inside, they have been far too casual about it.
Well, the next foul against the Bucks puts the Sixers in the penalty. Iverson should think drive right now. He's got an entire lane to go to.
Iverson puts it in, and a foul. Brilliant move from Allen Iverson, and a chance for a three-point play. The Sixers' first points in nearly 4 minutes.
They finally got Allen to receive the ball standing still, and then they allowed him to go away from where the rest of the defense was. When you're guarding a guy like that, just jump way on his right hand and say, look, I'm going to take this away, and the rest of you guys take the rest of his game away.
They switch. Bad switch with Glenn going out against Iverson, but he doesn't get the three-point play.
Free throws hurt them in Game 3. Every point so important here in a tight battle in Game 4.
Now, Mutombo makes a mistake here. You can't run out like that. We're there. We'll find Irvin Johnson.
I disagree. He's been marvelous at that throughout the series.
6 on the shot clock. Ray Allen checks it, makes his move, puts it up. Irvin Johnson trying to keep it alive, but Tyrone Hill brings in the rebound.
Mutombo there again.
5-point Philly lead, 2.5 to play.
Every contested play throughout the game, Mutombo has come out on top.
Again, you got to think penetration. You got to try to draw the foul, get to the line.
Eric Snow puts it in. Eric Snow knocks it down. 7-point lead for the Sixers with 2:18 to play, and a timeout called by George Karl.
No shot bigger for Eric Snow than that Springer from the corner this time. These 2 games here have been horrendous for him from the field, but you got to believe.
Just his second field goal of the game. Gets a pretty assist from Aaron McKee. McKee with his 9th assist, setting up his teammate. And Snow gives the Sixers a 7-point lead. 2:18 remaining, 4th quarter. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Can't believe your parents busted you. No, right? So did they ground you?
No.
Take away the car? Not even. Cut your allowance? Get this. They took away my phone for 2 weeks.
With MSN, you've got the world's #1 messenger service to talk with friends online right from your homepage.
How about no phone, no computer?
Oh, man.
Louisiana, see my Louisiana sing Bobby Willie Doodle all day. Oh, a grasshopper sitting on a railroad track sing Bobby Willie Doodle all day. Picking his teeth with a carpet tack sing Bobby Willie Doodle all day. Betty Will, Betty Will, Betty Will, my fairy fay. Fort Good Louisiana, see my Louisiana sing Bobby Willie Doodle all day.
Now, Sprite.com makes it easier to buy just about anything you want. Under every cap is a free Sprite or Rocket Cash. Online money you can use through Sprite.com. Drink Sprite, get Rocket Cash. Buy what you want.
Choose road. Validating tires.
BF Goodrich tires with traction advantage.
Approved.
For control you can feel, no matter what road you choose. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
We've reduced the reasons for not buying a Lincoln to a nice round number. Announcing 0% financing on every single 2001 Lincoln, low lease rates, and Lincoln will even make your first payment.
Mondays on NBC, 6 real people.
Bar, you with me?
Will each face 3 terrifying challenges. And the name of the game is fear. It's the ultimate mind game for money.
Oh my God!
Fear Factor, Monday in 2 weeks on NBC.
Eric Snow playing on a Injured right ankle, hitting a big shot. Bouncing back from game 3. It was a disaster for him. Had the 6 turnovers, just 1 of 11. Snow knew he played awful basketball and took responsibility for it. He's gutting it out here and coming up with a big shot.
Today has been what the MVP is all about. Allen Iverson, starting from the time he met the team bus when they came back after the tough emotional loss on Saturday. Gets in the paint, Allen Iverson. Swings the ball over. How many assists does he have? 8 or 9? And Aaron McKee's got 9.
8 assists for Iverson. Let's get a quick report from Andrea Joyce. We'll go back to Andrea with a
shot in the head from Ray Allen.
Iverson really shaken up. Johnson inside. Tough shot over the tumble. But Iverson seeing stars right now. He is really shaken up. Wobbly as he gets up. And a timeout called with 1:58 remaining. Lenny Currier will train it quickly out to check out Iverson. Exactly 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. And the Sixers leading by 5, but Iverson really shaken up.
Well, he was defending Ray Allen and going back and forth, and Allen spun off, and that elbow came up high, caught him right in the head, and he went down and tried to poke it away. Allen is going to come back under control and reaching it again, gets hit right across the head.
That's why you don't reach defensively. Ray Allen taking that ball and aggressively trying to blast right through him. Some part of his body, either his own head or his shoulder, just levels Iverson.
Well, Iverson wobbly as he went over to the bench. And looks like he's going to stay in the game. And again, just 2 minutes remaining. And Philly holding a 5-point lead. It's kind of hard to see exactly what happened.
Oh, it's an elbow.
Yep, the left elbow.
Whenever a player comes in like that, the natural reaction is to get that arm up. Pork chop hit him right in the mouth.
Ray Allen could feel it as well on the elbow side. Obviously a hard shot.
And every time that Iverson has been staggered this evening, the Bucks have not attacked him. They've gone away from him. They've just sort of let him recover.
Allen is obviously cut, and they're trying to tape it up now so he can stay in the ball game and avoid the blood rule. So the timeout is going to help Ray Allen. They're trying to stop the bleeding. Got any inswell over there?
What?
You know nothing about fights. You put the cold stuff on it, then you put the stuff on it to stop it from bleeding.
Larry Brown, the Sixer bench, looking over at Danny Crawford. That's such a quick. It took us 3 replays to actually see what happened. It's tough. Sometimes the officials just don't see it. As Allen's elbow whacking into Iverson's mouth.
This is a kid that played football. He's a tough little guy, and he's a lot like Evander Holyfield. A good right hand wakes him up.
And of course, he stays in the game.
Turn him back to the middle. Don't let him get to the baseline.
Hard drive. Feet inside. Deflected by Robinson. Knocked out of bounds. And it's still Sixer ball with 6 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock. Let's send it to Andrea Joyce.
All right, Mike. Well, you saw all of the blood coming out of Allen Iverson's mouth. It's really just a cut on his upper lip. However, his tooth does seem to be a bit loose, and they think that some of the blood is coming from the loose tooth. Back to you guys.
Got to get a shot away.
3 on the clock. Snow just puts it up, and it comes up short. Rebound fought for, and Irvin Johnson comes away. Johnson's 15th rebound of the game.
Time a major factor against Milwaukee.
They've got time. It's a 5-point lead. What they want to do is get a score. They get a foul, but the Sixers have a foul to give.
Blocking foul on Snow. That was a good call. It was Eric Snow picking up his 2nd personal. And as Steve said, foul to give. So the next foul will be in the penalty.
Shot clock at 14. Milwaukee's got to go quickly.
Milwaukee's got to get a good shot. They don't have to go quickly, but they got to get a shot.
They need perfection here.
They don't need Irvin Johnson with the ball out there. Oh, my.
Allen may have gotten away against Iverson. Ray Allen kicks it back out. Cassell. Robinson fakes a 3. Nearly falls down. Stolen by Snow. Here comes Iverson ahead of the pack. And the lead is back up to 7.
Now that's courage right there. He got clipped a couple of times, went down. He's looking at Danny Crawford saying, you know, you guys are letting me die out here in front of America, and then comes back and gets the layup.
If he just walks away from it, he'll get the next one.
The next one what?
They don't even need another one.
The next fat lip?
Enough.
It's been a physical game. Still 107 remaining, but the Sixers with a little bit of breathing room.
Hey, how was your business trip to Chicago?
Good. How was your week off?
Great. My friends and I went to the beach.
Really?
Yeah, we rented from Hertz.com. Found their best rates, special offers, and it was real easy to use, too.
Maybe we should try it this weekend.
We.
Empire will adapt and continue to thrive. Our software has helped more companies evolve their infrastructure than anyone else on Earth. Hello, tomorrow. We are Computer Associates, the software that manages e-business.
107 remaining, fourth quarter here in game 4. And a lot of contact. First watch Ray Allen clearly getting away with a push-off on Allen Iverson. And after Allen gives the ball up, Glenn Robinson is going to make his move off the pass from Cassell. Contact there with Aaron McKee, and then the steal by Snow.
Sam Cassell had the open play. Gave it up. 3-point line.
And of course, Iverson getting it a couple of minutes earlier. It's been a very physical game. The officials have been consistent throughout. They've let them play. But that time, Allen really pushed off on Iverson, got away with it.
Well, the last 2 times down, Allen Iverson has paid the price. Been a warrior. He's out there and he's talking to the fans, telling them, you know what? We're going home. 2-2.
Well, wait, though Milwaukee shoots 3-pointers. This one's certainly not over yet. There's still 1:07 remaining, although the Bucks only have 1 timeout remaining, and that's a 20.
Again, if you're Milwaukee, you got to take a score.
A terrible pass from Tim Thomas and Iverson with the steal. That really hurts.
They've got a foul right now. You can't stand there.
Iverson, there's the foul. 2-shot foul regardless if he got the shot off. And Iverson will go to the line with 58.8 remaining. Thomas picks up his 5th personal. Well, Iverson hasn't shot the ball well, but he has been a real boost to this team with 23 points, 8 assists. He's 10 of 31 from the field.
He's the playmaker. He's the guy that makes it all happen.
Makes it so much easier for his teammates in terms of getting those open looks and layups and dunks. And now with 2 very big free throws, he's just 3 of 6 from the line. As the first one here, able to go in. A reminder, Weakest Link has captivated fans coast to coast, including you guys. Tonight, catch it at its new time. Weakest Link tonight at 9, 8 Central, right here on NBC.
Technical foul. Robinson.
Robinson has
This is not good.
He's been doing a lot of arguing ever since that call that was not made down the other end. Dick Bavetta walked away from him once, and Robinson was getting on him, and apparently he just kept it up. And Iverson hits the second. That's actually the technical free throw. Now Iverson will take the second of the personal foul.
Now you've just totally taken away any chance of victory.
Absolutely.
The fans are walking out.
Bad decision from Glenn Robinson, and now he's been thrown out of the game. Glenn Robinson, who's had a terrific game, spoiling it right here. Regardless of whether or not you were fouled on a play, I think you can't react that way in a game of such importance. Can't do it.
The Milwaukee Bucks have never been in a situation like this. And so they're emotional, and they've let their emotions get the best of them because they have blown another game 4 when they knew they had an advantage. And again, they were at home with a chance to do it.
Robinson losing his cool. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He also had 3 blocked shots. But lost his cool there and hurt his team as Iverson hits another free throw, and the Sixers now back up by 10, which equals their largest lead of the game.
Remember a couple minutes ago when I said the next one, this is the next one.
Tyrone Hill, big bounce back game for him after a miserable game, and he also admitted did not play well, came out with a strong effort today. Iverson misses the last free throw.
Tyrone Hill, 14 points. Final minute, and the Sixers in control right now. Bucks will look to shoot quickly.
That's out of here.
Cassell tried to save it, but couldn't.
What a fabulous game for Philadelphia. They just seemed to be on the brink. Milwaukee had everything going for it. They had the health, they had the home court, they had the hot shooters, and Philadelphia just came in here and took everything away from them.
Well, but this is Philadelphia. This has been their signature all year long, to be able to win games when they don't seem to have the firepower, they have the will, and they come up with something to get it done.
Iverson can't get it to go. Rebound. Larry Brown said he was so proud of his team despite the loss after Game 3. He's got to be proud and rather happy after this performance here in Game 4. Thomas with a three, knocks it down. That makes it a 7-point game with 20.8 seconds remaining.
Well, you know, you got to foul, and they don't. And, you know, if you're Philadelphia, you just dribble this out.
Another guy Larry Brown can be extremely proud of is Dikembe Mutombo.
A number of
put him over the top. Put him over the top today.
And there's the foul. Cassell showing some good sportsmanship and holding on Iverson with a little pat to congratulate him.
That's another one of the next ones.
Right. You don't let the guy go for 20 seconds and then you foul him. Why just let the game get over now?
And there you see the upcoming schedule. Wednesday night, they're back at the First Union Center. It'll be all tied at 2 games apiece. And then, of course, Game 6 can be right back here at the Bradley Center on Friday. And perhaps a Game 7. Certainly wouldn't surprise anybody to see this one go the distance. These two teams really battling. Eric Snow hit a big shot. And you see him limp off. Iverson returns after missing Game 3 with 26 points and 8 assists.
Let's also give some congratulations to Tyrone Hill, playing with the incredible emotional burden of an ill father in Cincinnati, where he'll go and join him. Tyrone Hill's contributions in the offensive end in the first half, just tremendous.
So the Sixers
did that, Mike.
So did there's a whistle and a foul down the other end. Raja Bell, who didn't really mean any contact, bumped into him, and a free throw with 2 seconds remaining. Well, this series all tied at 2. Each team now with a road win.
What was he doing over there?
Perhaps doing a little stretching. You know, Larry Brown was saying, and they'll inbound. Ali will bring it up, and that'll do it. Philadelphia 76ers, a very impressive road win to even up this Eastern Conference final. Allen Iverson returns a big spark, but he gets plenty of help from Tyrone Hill. Second half from Aaron McKee. Sam Cassell had tough defense against him. Eric Snow with the big shot as he limps off the floor. The Sixer defense coming through. Dikembe Mutombo, as Bill said, a terrific all-around performance.